Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the GSFC conference call to discuss the Q2 FY22-23 financial performance. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star, then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Nitesh Waghela from Anurag Services LLP. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you. Good afternoon and welcome to the second quarter earnings conference call of Gujarat State Fertilizers and Chemicals Limited, hosted by Anurag Services LLP. From the management, we have Mr. B.D. Nanavati, Executive Director, Finance and CFO, and Mr. Vishwesh Rajani, Company Secretary and Senior Vice President, Legal and Industrial Relations. Other senior dignitaries from the management. I would like to thank the management for giving us the opportunity to host this call. We will begin the call with opening remarks from the management, post which we will have a question and answer session. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the GSFC Quarter 2 post-result Concall. As you are closely tracking GSFC, I hope you have seen the results published yesterday. There has been consistent growth in sales and profit in this financial year, Quarter 1, Quarter 2. And for the full year also, as we discussed, we hope that more than 20% revenue growth is expected in this financial year. Similarly, the H1 results also show the profit highlights. So we hope that at least in fertilizer, the same trend will continue. However, we see some pressure in the industrial product segment going forward also. Caprobenzene spread has been less than our expectation of $1,000. So we expect it to be around $900 going forward. Fertilizer segment has done very well on the support of very good subsidy from Government of India. As you know, input prices have continuously been rising. However, to protect farmers from the vagaries of this price rise, the government is constantly upgrading or increasing their subsidy budget for this financial year, and right now it is historically at a high of more than 2.5 lakh crore from the originally projected of 1 lakh crore. The government seems to be committed to protect the farmers, and the fertilizers MRP will be kept around the same price that has been prevailing almost from the beginning of the year. With GSFC being well-managed and very efficient company, we hope that in this fluctuating time, we will have a good day in the fertilizer segment. As some of the shareholders had requested, we have uploaded the data of last year also quarter-wise volume of production, sales, and rupee figure of sales. So the last year full year data is available on our website, as well as the data for the current quarter and comparable quarters that are part of the published results. So you can take advantage of it and do the analysis required. Inventory and subsidies have gone up, mainly because for inventory, finished goods inventory, we had procured 2 DAP vessels of around 110,000 metric tons. So those that just arrived in September end for booking of those purchases, so they are reflecting as inventory. We assure you that this will be sold out before the close of the season and by December end. subsidy has been higher because of mainly the value of the fertilizer products have gone up substantially. Otherwise, volume-wise, there is no such huge blockage of subsidy. Because of the higher, these two factors, higher inventory and higher subsidy pending, the working capital requirement has slightly gone up, and in fact, some of the deposits that were showing in March end have come down to some extent. We hope by this March 23, with release of subsidy in time, we will be able to have the comfortable deposit position by year end. Otherwise, projects are going on as per earlier discussion, and company will be conscious of the growth trajectory going forward, and will keep on applying back the whatever investment or the reserves we have in more and more projects to serve the Atmanirbhar Bharat and to take the company forward. With this, I complete my summary of the working, and now we can take the question from the participants one by one. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. We have our first question from the line of Saket Kapoor from Kapoor Company. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Namaskar, sir, and thank you for this opportunity. Yes, sir. Sir, firstly, sir, many thanks for uploading the volume and the production and sales data on a comparative basis also, and last year also. That's very helpful, and we hope for the continuity of the same. Sir, if we look into that DAP part of the story, sir, out of this total inventory of 1,600 on a consolidated basis, on a standalone basis of 1,552 crore, how much would be attributable to the DAP part, sir?
That is around 450 crores.
450 crores.
Yes.
And sir, first quarter we have done sales of 700 crores on DAP, and then there is a negligible sale of only 5 crores.
Correct.
So,
should I reply?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
So, because the DAP economics were not favorable, so we had to curtail DAP production at Sikka unit. And because government has not allowed the DAP MRP to be more than 1,200 rupees per bag, and the subsidy was also not remunerative considering the P2O5 and ammonia prices. So we had to stop the production of DAP at Sikka, and when the things improved at the later part of the quarter, at least for the imported DAP, we ordered for these 2 vessels. However, from October onwards, the P2O5 prices have substantially come down from $17-15 to $11.75. So it's a huge downward trend. So with this kind of lower prices, now the DAP production has become viable, and we already started the plant from November 1st, and we hope at least 50% plant capacity utilization till March 23 for DAP and NPK at Sikka unit. So hope these things will turn around in the H2.
And sir, what should be the likely margin in the trading business for DAP? the two vessels and 450 crore inventory which they are carrying?
It varies because the DAP price also varies substantially. So the margin varies between 1,000 rupees per ton to say 5,000 rupees per ton.
Okay. But still on a blended basis, sir, when we have booked the vessel, we have also planned out the selling part of it, or how does it work?
Yeah, definitely, because DAP season is there till 15th of December or so. So by that time, this 110,000 metric tons will be sold, because if we don't sell it by that time, then it will be sold in say next May or June only. We can't afford a 6-month inventory pile up. So accordingly, it is planned that everything will be sold by mid-December.
Right, sir. And sir, when we look at this quarter numbers on a basis, for Q1 versus Q2, the business in the fertilizer segment we have done less. This is because of the DAP part. But if we take the power and fuel cost, that has gone up significantly. So, sir, going ahead, what's the outlook on the same, sir?
The mainly power and fuel cost rise is mainly because of natural gas used for power generation. So, the fuel natural gas cost has consistently gone up, but of late it has started coming down. So there will be some softening of the natural gas cost in this quarter and the Q4 also. So we see some downward trend in that cost. As far as urea is concerned, all energy costs are passed through. So even if the power cost, the natural gas cost is high, we are able to get it back in form of subsidy. So to that extent, whatever rise is there, is there in the form of higher revenue in the turnover part.
Sir, going ahead also we can maintain these margins for the fertilizer segment. Is the fertilizer segment going to be a steady state number both in terms of turnover and the bottom line for the second half also?
Yes. So not the percentage exactly maintainable in that form, but it will have a good margin as well as a good turnover also, because we expect a 10 to 11,000 turnover on annual basis, where fertilizer turnover will be having almost a 50% rise compared to last year. So last year was around 6,000, we expect 9,000 crores fertilizer turnover, and overall around 11,000 crores. So, and as I said, margin is also not percentage-wise, but it will be a good number going forward also, because subsidy for the H2 is already declared with some reduction of 3 to 4%. So that will not have major impact on the margin. So, and MRP also is not changed. So with certain realization more or less remaining the same. And as I said, input cost of P25 has gone down, ammonia has not increased, and sulfur and rock, etc. is steady. So we don't see much rise in the input cost also in the fertilizer segment.
Right, sir. So because of when we look at the margin profile, just to dwell more on the fertilizer segment, the margin has significantly improved for the quarter and also for the first half. On a top line of 4,100 crore, we are doing PBT number of 933. So you are trying to explain that these margins are not sustainable. The margins may be slightly lower for H2 going ahead.
Yeah, slightly lower, but not something. No, the tables are not going to turn like
in industrial chemicals.
Yeah, yeah, that way.
Okay. And sir, now coming to the industrial chemical, part, sir, what's the outlook there, sir? And what has actually what has happened in this segment that we posted loss of around 80 crore? And is there any one-off item in the inventory write-down which we took?
No, so the selling price or the finished good price did not increase in line with the input cost increases. So that is why it had to be delayed. So particularly melamine, the anti-dumping duty has not been renewed by Government of India, and broadly they are taking the same stand for various products. So the Chinese import into India at a much lower price is coming in a large way in the case of melamine. So we have to more or less match the price. So to avoid this, we are increasing the export of melamine in European and US, where we get better realization. So that way we are trying to improve the margins in industrial products. And though we are doing the segment breakup as per the accounting standard and other regulations, so the ammonium sulfate fertilizer is a product coming out of caprolactam plant only. So on a standalone basis, if I see caprolactam not showing profit, and if we shut down the plant, there will be a huge loss in the fertilizer segment also. So for an integrated plant like GSFC, these segments are a kind of artificial bifurcation, so to say, and industrial product plant support fertilizer and fertilizer plant support industrial products. So, on the face of it, IP is showing loss, but the whole ammonium sulfate is coming out of caprolactam plant only. So that way, we see internal for decision making, we see the holistic picture, and continue or stop making products. So caprolactam for melamine was not stopped because of this holistic reasons.
Right. Correct. And sir, on the capex front, sir, and on the subsidy front, what's your take, sir? There is an increase in subsidy to 2,000 crore. So what are we in terms of how much have been the receivables for the month of October, if any? And what's the outlook, sir? How is this going to get trimmed down?
No, so government is, as you know, through budgetary support also, they are increasing the subsidy allocation, and with a good fund coming to government through good GST and tax collection, they are seriously wanting to pay in time, and in fact subsidy up to third week of September has already been paid. So it is just a month and or so to say 5 weeks subsidy spending. But on the book it is showing high figure because we book subsidy on the first point of sale, while government releases subsidy after post sale is happening, and then we are able to log no subsidy claim, and only liability on government side arises. So there is a timing gap between these two events, and as far in the off season like January to March, this gap is 3 to 4 months away. So even if I sell something in January, my post sale is going to happen in say May, June or April only. So till then it will show up as an outstanding subsidy because my sales comprises MRP as well as subsidy. But there is no liability to government because the post sale has not happened. So on the balance sheet I show huge outstanding, but from government side this much of subsidy payable is not there. So this is showing mean thing.
Okay, sir. So what figure should we look at today on out of this 2,086 crore or the 2,162 crore if we take the standalone numbers?
Right.
What portion should be attributable to the actual sales, and what have been the receivables for the month of October, sir, in terms of subsidy received?
Subsidy for being lodged with government and not paid by them is less than 500 crores, while my book shows 2,100 crores. So that is the kind of difference.
Okay. Right, sir. And so for the capex part, if you would give some more color, what are we going to, how much capex have we done for H1? What have the envisaged for H2 and the year ahead, and also on the projects where we were contemplating some backward integration, and how have our investment in our JVs performed, sir? For the foreign JVs, I think so we have also invested some money and applied in the right issues. So if you could throw some more light on that.
Yeah, so the capex as we discussed about uric acid, fifth plant, ammonium sulfate plant, HX crystal, then chrome, which is organic fertilizer, then solar plant for reduction of power cost, green hydrogen for green ammonia, then melamine 4 plant, urea revamp for reduction of energy. All these capex are going on. They are at different stages of implementation. So right now no major capex has been capitalized so far in the H1. So as and when it is done, it will be notified to stock exchange. It will also come in the notes to the quarterly result. But they are at different stages, and most of them will be capitalized in 23 and 24. So that should help improve our turnover or reduce our cost, or like HX crystal, it is a niche product used in pharma industry. So right now it is imported 100% from China. So we will have some Indian supplies from GSFC. So different form of capex are underway, and we will declare as and when it is done.
Okay. So you are explaining that no substantial amount has been spent as on H1, and neither do we contemplate any big capex for H2 as of now. Only when things will crystallize, we would be on the drawing board only.
Right.
Okay.
And it will, if you look at our balance sheet, it will show up in the net assets because it includes the capital work in progress also. So whatever changes are there, they are because of whatever CWIP has been done or any capitalization that has been affected. So that will show up in the published results also.
Right. And so lastly, sir, you have a long tenure at GSFC. So just to understand, sir, what is the succession planning at the end, and when is your retirement due? Sir, you have been managing and answering us investor for a very long time. So just to understand how the succession plan there.
Kapoor sir, Mr. Nanavati has still long way to go. आप चिंता ना करें.
Okay. Then
all my successors are sitting in this room only, so don't worry.
ठीक है साहब, धन्यवाद.
Yeah, so GSFC has been working since last 60 years, and we have sufficient experienced people at different levels, so nothing to worry about the company's future.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. We'll hope for how value creation is being done to investors. Everything as was discussed last quarter. So we'll wait how the board looks into our request for creating shareholder value. So that's another aspect, and we'll wait for how the board looks and deliberate on the same. lot of things have been spoken at length last quarter also, so won't be repeated. We will wait how the board replies to our question.
Listening to what you are saying.
Yes, on the dividend distribution policy and also on the buyback policy, on all other aspects which will create shareholder values and create awareness for investors. Yही aspects है, sir. And sir, thank you for the answer. Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Thank you. We have our next question from the line of Ankur Sanwal, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity. The fertilizer subsidy are on the historical high, and this may not continue forever. And our industrial segment is not working up to the mark since last many quarters. So how we are planning to sustain profitability in the future?
No, GSFC is these two segments help each other. When one is down, the other is up. That is how we have been consistently making profits. So maybe last 2 quarters the industrial product is not doing up to the mark, but that is not going to be the picture forever. And in past we have earned huge margins in IP also. So nothing to worry as a company as a whole. However, as I explained, we are trying to have more export of the melamine so that we have a better price realization. And in the capronylon also, if the Indian price continues to be like this, we will focus more on the export also, so that we have better realization and better profit. And as you know, no government can ignore farmers' interest and make fertilizers costly. So consistently, government, whatever party is in power, they have been giving good subsidy on the fertilizers to protect farmers from price vagaries. So a company like GSFC, which is efficiently working, we will always have a chance to make good margins whenever the opportunity arises. And as I said, one of the projects that we are undertaking for urea revamp is for reducing the energy. So apart from the increasing the income side, we also focus on the cost side by reducing the power cost by setting up solar and wind power plants, as well as reducing the energy in old technology plants, so that either we get more subsidy for the same amount of energy, or our energy bill goes down when gas and power are costly. So we see both the cost and income side consistently, and take the advantage of the situation. And when things don't move in a given situation, like we go also for the export, because the quality of all the products that we manufacture are of international standard. So we don't have any problem in tapping overseas market also when need arises. But since it is not good to be sitting in India and not meeting local demand and exporting our products, that is not our philosophy. So we were mostly selling our products in domestic market only. But now, when because of dumping or other constraints, we don't get the desired price, then we don't mind going abroad also. So depending on the situation, we will be taking these steps, apart from going for the new projects that gives new product or gives economy of scale, or helps in achieving higher market share in the domestic market. For all these various considerations, we go for the new project to maintain the profitability and to improve top line, bottom line. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, please press star and 1 on your phone now. Participants are requested to press star and 1 to ask a question.
Okay, બહુ ઓછા છે 25-26 બહુ ફાસ્ટ નથી.
As there are no further questions, I would now like to hand the conference over to Mr. Nanavati for closing comments. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, so thank you all the participants. As we discussed, we will continue to take steps to take the company ahead on the growth curve. And especially when there are consistent profit, as some shareholders are feeling, the board can think of higher dividend or other forms of compensating the shareholders. So the time will tell the story, but till then, do continue to repose confidence in GSFC. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of GSFC, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.